You've done a lot of drama, like Twin Falls, Idaho, Jackpot, Northfork, and one of your latest directorial debuts was a Mel Gibson-led action movie, Force of Nature. What kind of
Yes.
made you want to delve more into the action movie genre, especially for the upcoming action thriller Alarum?
The idea was what I could bring was slightly different. I could, I could bring drama to an action picture. The 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 acting might be tend to be a little different in my movies, so the chemistry, understanding the characters, a little different than just here's an explosion, here's a car chase. Let's sit with these characters. Let's develop the characters a little more. You know, these movies tend to have a lot going on, so let's have some space in between and let's see what these characters have to say.
I really liked Willa's character, Agent Lara. She's pretty badass.
Yeah.
One fun question for you was, were you inspired by the Hitman video games? Because she was just dropping bodies and like carrying them around.
Yeah, she is special. She's sharp and she gets it. She's got that magic. She's a superstar.
Yeah, she's very believable. I liked her a lot.
Yeah. The minute she got on, you'd be standing with her and then she'd get in front of the camera and it was another person.
This is a
Yeah.
Really?
vacation.
Yeah.
You're working a
Yeah, I
mark.
kind of liked that their characters were like kind of separate most of the film. So
Mhm.
she really got to do like her own thing. I like that they didn't have to like rely on each other.
Yes. I like when she walks out of the cabin and gets on the phone and says, "All right, stay safe." And they're both just under so much pressure.
Just kicking ass on their own.
Yeah. Yeah. And they're a
um,
couple, a spy couple.
so it was really interesting to read that you and your twin brother worked together on a lot of films, and you actually released a book, The Declaration of Independent Filmmaking, a how-to guide for like first-time filmmakers. I
Correct.
guess for you, how is it kind of bringing like all these different like elements to like filmmaking and knowing, I guess, kind of like both sides and what you kind of hope to inspire in other filmmakers?
It's all about resourcefulness, what and relationships. Films that I've done in the past because they're low budget independence or just independence in general, those are relationship based because you need a lot of things to happen in those films that money can't buy. So that, bringing that to a movie, it's always great because you treat people even better because you've had to treat people better just to get where you're at. And I enjoy that.
And that brings me to my next question. You've been in a lot of film festivals.
Right.
The Seattle International Film Festival for Jackpot,
Yeah.
Northfork was a early selection for Sundance. Big Sur was the 2013 Sundance Film Festival. What role have film festivals played in your life? Why do you think they're necessary, and how do you get the most out of them?
Sundance is the Super Bowl of independent film. Love it or hate it, it's the grand Cannes Film Festival of independent films, and with without it, we probably would have had to do something different because of our debut was there, and I've had 5 films there, and the idea is not every film of mine gets in. It's very hard to get in, and once you get in, you get to understand and celebrate the independent film. And Sundance is being one of them. There are other ones. Seattle's great. South by Southwest is another one. Tribeca is another one. It's a platform to show your movie in a theater that might not make it. You get to see it with an audience, get to experience what it's like to release a movie.
And what inspired the story or concept for Alarum? How did you become a part of this project?
It was a script that was coming around. Scott was attached to it, and me and Scott talked about doing it together. And I've known Stallone for just about 20 years. We've always wanted to work together. And getting those two together was the best part. And then Willa came just after that. So, and I think we were all attracted to the spy thriller because of the twists and turns.
Yeah, there's a lot of that in this movie.
And there's a lot of humor, which these movies don't tend to have.
A lot of, like, double agents,
Yeah.
explosions, battle scenes, different guns. One of the things that was pretty cool in the film was also some of the tech that they used. I
Hmm.
guess, how did you kind of, like, work together to come
This
up
is
with
a
some of the
vacation.
things? Like, the phone
You're
thing she was
working a
using from her
mark.
hairdryer was pretty cool.
Yeah. It was written in the script in certain aspects. Like that was a new thing for us. we were looking for a device to fit into a hairdryer, as if everything these spies were going through, there's something in the room, even when they check in, was planted for them. There's always something for a spy, always.
Like planned ahead, even though it was their honeymoon,
Always-
like always ready.
they're always 10 steps ahead of everybody. So she had knives in her hair. She had things in her. She was carrying all kinds of stuff on her persons.
Yeah, like I guess at this point we're allowed to talk about it, right? The suitcase and like
She she was a bag of tricks. She had everything. Something was in her boot. Something was in the back of, she had I think she had a pistol taped to her back, almost like Die Hard. Yeah,
And in terms of like shooting for like locations, was the whole film shot in Ohio, I believe I read?
Mhm. It was
So
once we found that location, that was good.
what made them want to make it take place in Poland?
There was a relationship between the architecture, the weather, the environment, that we could pull that off.
And is that like cause say I guess for like a honeymoon, it's a place like no one would really like look for them either.
The spy honeymoon. It's a real, let's get off the grid, spend some time together. They're rogue spies, so you know that they are probably hunted and people want to find them. Let's go into a non-honeymoon type place.
And still work.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot
Thank
of
you
fun.
so much for your time.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching and checking
Have a
it
great
out.
one.
You too.
With this weapon, that makes everything too easy.